Hi, everybody. Todd Rundgren here, and I want to invite you to join us for an evening celebrating the music of Burt Bacharach, because what the world needs now is a little more Burt.
There it is, Cruiser Mouth. Todd Rundgren.
That's right. A little more Burt. I think it sounds good.
That's right. Welcome to another edition of Rundgren Radio Virtual Vision. We have a special guest tonight, Tori Holub. We're very excited about the third in our behind the scenes kind of edition of this tour, What the World Needs Now.net, by the way. And we want to thank Woody Mankowski and Probin Gregory, who are great guests we had recently. And we plan to have some more. But tonight's choice is Tori. And that's all we got for announcements tonight, since you just heard them 2 nights ago when we had Probin Gregory on. So, unless you got something, Mel, you want to add?
No, let's get to it. We're really excited, and I just feel like I'm chomping at the bit.
I got you. All right. So I do want to say this. We have some Tori fans probably coming on that don't normally watch our show. Everybody on our show has a connection to Todd. That's how we get them started, but we don't talk about that the whole time. And tonight we're going to talk about, get to know Tori a little bit before we get into the stuff, the obvious, that we're going to go down that road, the obvious stuff that we old people know and love. So hang with us when we try to be 21 or so for a little while, and we'll have some fun. All right, here we go. Tori, what's happening?
Hi, how's it going?
Welcome.
Oh, well, how are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can't believe you're at home on a Friday night. Of course, it may be early for you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 5:30. You guys are Central Time, right? Are you guys
That's right.
Midwest?
Yes.
Or how's that work?
Texas here.
Alabama. Where are you?
I'm Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome.
Represent.
Yeah. Have you always been there?
I have, yes. Yep.
Okay.
I'm in the same home that I've always been in my whole life.
So what do you normally do on a Friday night? Will you be going out later? Is it early for you, late for you?
I'm more of a homebody. I just like to be with my family and my dogs, and I'm not a partier. I wouldn't say, but
Dogs. We love dogs here. Welcome. Yeah. What do you got?
I have a beagle. Her name is Sabrina, and Jade. I just hear one of them crying out there. Jade is a Dachshund.
Oh, little dogs. Yeah.
So
So you like to spend family time. You clearly like to make YouTube videos. You have a studio in your house?
What did you say?
You have a studio in your house?
I do. This is it. It's not very big, but it works. Yeah, this is just kind of my basement studio where I do all of my recording and videos, and yeah, that's where it happens.
Were your parents into music? Were they musically inclined, or that something you just did?
My dad was in theater quite a bit, but overall not like entertainment business or anything like that. But definitely more in the arts, both of them. My mom is an artist.
Yeah. I bet they're very excited for you and very proud of you too.
Yes. And they're super supportive of all of it and very excited. And they're going to watch those 2 dogs I just mentioned for me.
Yeah. Do you have siblings?
I do. I have one older sister.
Okay.
Her name is Sophie.
Excellent. Well, things are really, really clicking along for you from what I can understand. Apparently, you didn't even start singing till you were, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah, well, at least publicly, so that people knew. I was always a singer. I had some little like music class features, when you do the concerts when you're a kid. But I was just so shy, and was shy up until probably a couple of years ago, with singing in front of people. And yeah, I mean, this whole tour is such a big step for me, just getting out of my shell and everything. So.
Oh boy. I can't imagine. Oh my gosh, you're going to be up there on the stage with a couple of heavy hitters. I mean,
yeah, I think so, but it'll be great. It's a great group of people and everything. So
what kind of stuff did you do for hobbies before you started doing singing a couple of years ago?
I do a lot of art, especially back then. I did a lot of like portrait art and was really interested in that. But kind of even before that, I think it was kind of the behind the scenes process of music that kind of caught my attention at first. My dad got me like I actually have it down here. It's like a little 8-track Tascam. And so we just kind of fooled around with that. And that's what kind of got me started musically, is I started just throwing up audio on YouTube, which no longer exists. But so yeah, it kind of started as like the behind the scenes of music and just anything in the arts, really.
So do you like to go to movies and things like that? Plays, theater?
As of recently, yes. As of the last year or so, I've been going to the theater quite a bit. How about you guys?
Oh, yeah.
I was a theater major in college, so
Yeah. Yep.
She's been in movies and stuff as an actress.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Maybe
What?
an extra might be more appropriate, but something like that. You got you got to talk some. So were you in that in high school? Did you do like choir or theater or anything like that?
I did not. I was extremely introverted and shy, and I feel like high school was like such a blur. Like I said, I kept to myself, really. I went to a much smaller school when I was younger, so by the time I joined this like public high school, it was like just a sea of like people, and I really kept to myself and art and music.
So you weren't super popular theater singer person? No, you're very introverted, huh?
Yes, very, very introverted. Yeah.
That's funny because you've done a lot of interviews. I've noticed already. You're doing all these things on YouTube, which is different than live, but I saw you perform live too. So you've kind of come out of that a little bit, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's been a journey of just growing out of just even like social fears as a kid, and like it's been such a process. But I think oddly, going through this and knowing that I feel that I'm meant to do this, it's kind of proving me right that I can, be interviewed, and I can, talk with professionals and record executives and, everything like that. So it's helped, ironically.
Yeah, you've just got to, jump in. You've got to go straight into the deep end and just push through. But it's hard when you're inherently shy, which I understand.
Yes, definitely.
So since you've been doing so well on YouTube and stuff, TikTok, Instagram, all these things, have some of your high school people reached out to you and you're like, I don't even remember you, whoever you are, or some of your friends been kind of wowed, or is it just like you're doing this deal, not worried about them?
No, I have not had anybody reach out. I mean, certainly maybe like teachers from the past or mentors from the past.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nobody my age has reached out. I think, it's hard to say.
Well, that might change after a while. Depends on how big it gets. Because this, I think you're clearly trying to go on a career. And I did hear you say that you had a song coming out that you had written, right? A single of some sort. You're going on your own at some point.
Yes. So it's kind of a story with that one. I think it was probably 2020 or 2021 where I started writing this song. It's a very Carpenter's style song, if you like them. Just kind of like an early 70s type of ballad song. And it's called Years Gone By. And I just had it kind of in my archives for several years, and then finally got to the point where I had met my good friends Donnie Demers and Steve Eaton, who I've done a song with. And so I kind of brought it to them knowing they would be like the perfect people to bring it to life and to really help me. I can do songwriting, but I think world building is something that Donnie and Steve have locked in. So long story short, I want to say about a year ago, I brought it to them and they did amazing. I produced it and it just wasn't kind of sounding how I wanted it to sound by myself. Just kind of lacking something. And, but now I've met a friend of mine, James Wilkas, who's produced a lot of videos, songs for me. And I think he's gonna take it on. I really hope so. If not, I might just at this point just throw it out there.
Well, not that there's anything wrong with it. It's obviously doing very well for you and it's popular, but I imagine you don't want to get pigeonholed into just doing Carpenters or those stuff art that we grew up with. That you might want to have your own music. I mean, have you always just preferred that music? Do you have a band you like that's more current, for lack of a better term? Do you listen to some of that music? Anybody like that you like? I mean, I've seen you do Beatles, Heart, Carpenters. I mean, nobody that's past 70s, 80s.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you into Shabuzi or Chapel Roan or any of these current acts? Ooh.
I do really like Chapel. I really like Chapel because she has kind of a side to her that is more nostalgic, maybe not 70s necessarily, although she does kind of, I think she's influenced by Heart quite a bit. But it's kind of that 90s feel, or I don't know how to describe it, but I love her music. I love Lana Del Rey. She was I found her kind of before I found everything else. And she's very influenced by 60s, 70s music as well. So yeah, but it's really just the music that I initially grew up like with the Beatles, for example. And it just kind of started to ricochet off of that. It has really grown into this huge like spider web of influences that are all kind of connected back to the Beatles, usually in one way or another.
Were your parents or grandparents fans of the Carpenters or the Burt Bacharach type stuff, or because you are really on the young end of the spectrum? I believe Karen Carpenter was already gone, in fact, before you were born. So where does that come from? Were you listening to your parents' records or something?
Well, I mean, like I said, my dad kind of influenced me in introducing me to the Beatles initially. But I almost found music in like a sequential way. Like I started with Beatles, and then Buddy Holly was kind of what I grew up with a little bit. And then slowly I kind of transitioned from like late 50s Beatles, 60s. Then I found like the Mamas and Papas, and that was all kind of on my own, that I finally found really, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Laurel Canyon scene in the late 60s. I kind of just became obsessed with that. And so again, like Mamas and Papas, Crosby, Stills and Nash. Then I got into, I think even before that, I got into like Joan Baez and Bob Dylan. And so it kept spiraling, and eventually I landed on 1970. And what happened in 1970? The Carpenters blew up. So I don't even have a distinct memory of how I found them specifically, but that kind of opened up this whole world of Burt Bacharach and that genre of music. So if that answers that.
Yeah,
Sure.
you have very good taste, very mature taste.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who these people where Mel was talking about. I mean, it's you're sticking around with the people that we know. I was trying to see if we could go, if there was like, what about John Mayer, Lady Gaga, any of these people that are more current, or they're just out?
Well, yeah, I mean, growing up, like I was forcibly surrounded by like the Disney Channel and those stars, and Miley Cyrus, and so I think I enjoyed that music at the time, but have kind of grown away from that a little bit. But
sure.
Yeah, my heart is definitely in the old stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, the good stuff.
Yes.
You could have been a Mouseketeer. I don't even know if you know what that is, but Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears started out as Mouseketeers, believe it or not.
Yes. It's a little before my time, but yeah, I was born in 2003. So
I don't think they do that anymore anyway. Do they, Cruiser Mel? Do you know?
What, Mouseketeers?
Mouseketeers, that long gone?
I don't know. I'm too busy listening to Chapel Roan, and being in the now, Doug.
You are definitely in the now, because I have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, as far as I got, I think it's Dave Matthews Band. Then after that, I probably don't know anybody. A Train, maybe. I don't know. All right, so we'll start going down the old people road. Clearly, that's where you are. You're into the old people music like we like and what we grew up on. And I love the Carpenters growing up and still do, just because it's what my parents listened to, I guess, and Johnny Mathis, that kind of stuff. But I did notice that you have a video where you're playing guitar, acoustic, electric, and it looked like drums. And so do you play a lot of instruments, or you just starting to learn those?
Yeah. So I grew up taking lessons a little reluctantly, but I'm thankful. I had just a few different guitar teachers throughout the years, and that was kind of my first way, I think, of expressing music in some way outwardly. So and through those influences that I mentioned before, I really started to play that type of music. Like my teacher and I just went through the entire Beatles songbook and just learned everything. And my dad was kind of the one, he would say otherwise, but he was kind of the one who taught me those first, few chords like E, A, D, C. And from there you can kind of play a lot of Beatles stuff, just from like a simple Hal Leonard book or something. So yeah, I started with that. And then the rest is kind of by ear.
Oh, great.
We had like a piano in my parents' living room, and I just kind of would play around with that. And in terms of the drums, I really can't play them, but I can keep a steady beat. So sometimes that works, but also just in here, I mean, they're right behind me.
There you go. Nice.
Sparkle something kit. I wanted to kind of learn how to play those, but still kind of developing my musicianship, I think.
I like your check wallpaper, but that's going way past what you like. That's getting into the 80s. You got to go back. You got to get something else, some more psychedelic looking stuff, flowers or something. All right. So I was really, and it may be out there somewhere, but I was sad to see that your heart clip was only 1 minute. Because I wanted to hear you really belt it out. I thought, okay.
Oh God.
And it was tough. That's a tough one. But I'm going to play a little bit of that because I don't know that a lot of people have seen this because everybody's been so obsessed watching Carpenters and Burt Bacharach. But when did you do this? This a while back?
Probably a year ago or so, I want to say.
Okay. All right.
Lost track of time.
This is just a clip.
Every time I think about it, I wanna cry. With bombs and the devil and the kids keep coming. No way to keep easy, no time to be young.
Oh, too short. Yeah.
I know. Even the one on YouTube is only a minute.
I cringe at that only because it's a hard song, and that rhythm part I can hear when I'm getting a little off tempo there, but
yeah,
I'm glad people like it.
Absolutely, we love Hart and Wilson. They got Todd connections. Everybody, a bunch of that going on. And then so since you brought up the Beatles too, let's knock that one out. I think I have a Beatles one here. Let's see. No, I got the wrong one. I'll get that up here in a second. But you did a few Beatles songs, and are you planning on doing some more of those? Do you like singing with the male voice stuff, or you like to kind of mainly do more of the gal stuff?
Yeah, I grew up with male singers, which is kind of my theory why my voice is lower, on the lower range. So, I definitely think, I prefer the male singer type of stuff because it's usually more in my range a little bit.
Oh yeah. All right, well, let's check that out. Let's do a little Beatles real quick.
The long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before.
Awesome.
Very, yeah. Well, you know, they're just good songs. So, I mean, who cares if it's a guy or a girl singing, you know?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Who was your favorite Beatle?
Oh God, George.
George, yay. I knew you would say him because you seem like that very gentle, ethereal kind of lady. So I just knew it.
Yeah, I love everything Beatles, post Beatles about George. He's incredible. And
Do you collect any of their stuff? Do you have any stuff like albums, vinyl, anything? You collect any Beatles stuff?
I think I have. Ooh, I should go check, but I think I have like 500 or something, or it's more than that. Yeah, but I have a big vinyl.
What? Wow! Look at it, even vinyl.
Yeah,
it's like you were born at the wrong time or something. Something's crazy. So I love it. So I don't know. I'm not a singer, but when you cover the Beatles or Carpenters or Hard, whatever, especially the Carpenters part, do you intentionally try to sound like her? Or are you just singing your natural voice? I gotta sound just like her.
So when I do Carpenter songs, I think it's very obvious that there are those inflections in there that are all Karen's. I'm mimicking that part to make the song sound as authentic as possible when I do my, especially full length covers. Because I know that's kind of the niche, but in general, my voice is just my voice, and it's definitely influenced by several people, and I think as I do more covers, I notice people say, "Oh, you sound like so and so and so and so," and so it just, I guess maybe I just kind of chameleon sometimes to certain styles of singing when it's songs that I really know. But yeah, it's overall, it's my tone, it's my voice, and my interpretation when it's not Carpenters.
So yeah, we're not gonna really get to hear the Tori until you come out with this single that you're working on.
Well, no, I think I have done some, not originals, but more original covers. Like I have one of George on My Mind that's up on YouTube. I did with my friend Chris May.
Okay.
And that was purely just from like soul and my interpretation of it. And so I think, songs that I put out in the future will definitely sound like that. I've got one coming very soon that will kind of reference to that again. So I think I'm just kind of. I
haven't seen George on My Mind. I'll have to look that one up.
Oh yeah.
So this, What the World Needs Now, I mean, that's obvious, Burt, and I know the people that you work with on these videos love Burt. Was it a coincidence that just came out? Did the tour tell you to do that, or you just kind of, how did that work out?
That was purely coincidence. So my friend James Wilkes, who I've done a lot of Carpenters covers with, he came to me with this track half finished, and I was like, wait, I haven't told you yet, but I'm doing this tour that's called What the World Needs Now. And so it was just this weird like coincidence, because he's a huge Burt Bacharach fan. He's done by himself, he's done Alfie and Nikki and so many good ones. So
tell us who James Wilkes is, because I saw his name, of course, on your videos. Is he a record producer? What is he?
He is just kind of, from my understanding, he's kind of a hobby record producer. He's now retired, and he reached out to me because he had all of these Carpenters tracks that were finished, and I believe they originally had a different singer on them. There was a site back in the day, I guess, called Band Hub, where musicians from everywhere could come together and make songs or make covers And it was just like a community where you could kind of how the screen is now, where there's different, squares, on the screen of everybody doing their different parts. You kind of edited those together and made this whole production. And so when he reached out, I was like, okay, well, people have been asking me to kind of do full versions instead of 30-second covers, at a time. So I just took that opportunity, and it's really led to a partnership of, and just great, I don't know what the word is. It's a great like chemistry almost with how we work together, and are able to kind of send things back and forth and ideas without being embarrassed, or, it's a thing. So, yeah.
The videos are great. I mean, he does a really good job, and everybody's great musicians and singers. It's a lot of fun to watch. So
Mm-hmm.
it is a good little collaboration y'all have going on.
Yeah.
Now, I did see that, you've performed live a few times, at least twice that I saw. Have you done a lot of live shows?
I have not. Those are really the only two that I've done since I was a kid.
Because you weren't in the Glee Club and all these things. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
So will this be the first tour that you've ever done of this kind, at least at this magnitude?
Yes. Yep. First tour ever. It's crazy.
Has anybody asked you to do a full Carpenters tour?
I have in the past gotten some offers there. I would say, and I know that this is me doing a tribute tour, but it's such an original type of tour, and the people that are in it and involved in it, I just couldn't say no for multiple reasons. But I've never really envisioned myself as a tribute artist, although I'm kind of, as you mentioned before,
making a name doing it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I'm more of just a cover artist that, like everyone before that's been a cover artist, kind of wants to develop that into something more with the audience that you have then from the covers.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes sense.
I saw Jim Croce's son, and he did half of Jim's songs and then half of his own. It was a really good show. Sometimes you can mix it up, but I can imagine probably, especially at the I guess it was a reunion, the 55th thing that you went to with all the Carpenter fans, and Mr. Carpenter was there, that people are just really happy to see it and blown away because they just didn't think they'd ever hear it again, something like that. And I mean, you probably made grown men cry.
I hope not.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, I mean, well, you mentioned that was such a cool experience, and there were kids there actually, because there was a choir that did it, and I think they were the ones that clapped the loudest, which is really like, that almost made me cry. So yeah, I don't know.
I think you touched on in another interview about that event or whatever, that there was the Carpenters have this community of some sort, the fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you've heard a little bit about the Todd fans, because
That's right.
We're quite a group too.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you familiar with Todd? Have you heard of him before?
Oh yes. I just can't believe the amount of connections he has. I mean, even like we were just talking about the Beatles, like back to the Beatles, and it's crazy. But yes, I have quite a few records in my collection prior to, this all happening, and just love his music. So I'm honored to be a part of this.
So Mel, you remember that Todd started his career, not in the NAS, but in the 70s. So of course she likes Todd.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what's not to like?
The funny thing is, I think my first introduction to him was that 70s show, which I watched when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
It was reruns at that point,
Yeah.
but like the first episode starts with how they're talking about, hello, it's me. And there's the whole bit about Jackie. I don't know if you guys watch the show.
We saw it. Oh, cool. We don't miss anything. We've seen it all. All Todd fans have seen all that a million times.
Yeah, there's the part where Jackie Burkhardt is holding up the 45 and is like, look, I have this, trying to be all cool and fit in.
So he was very influenced by Laura Nyro and was at one point called the male Carole King. Are those two artists that you like as well, I imagine?
Yes. Well, you said Carole King. What was the first one?
Laura Nyro. You ever heard of her?
Oh, yes, I have. Definitely need to get into her music more, but I am familiar. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but Carole King's a big one, and James Taylor and that whole.
Oh yeah. I bet you could do some great James Taylor.
I haven't tried yet. I should do. You've Got a Friend.
You should do a Todd song.
I should. Yes. I don't know if that would be kind of weird right now, but.
Maybe. I mean, you just did the Burt song, the biggest one he's got. So
that's true.
That's true. But yeah, I could see you doing some Todd, especially the ballad album, maybe. So that would be fun. But you are you going to play any musical instruments on this tour, or are you going to be mainly a singer for the Burt tour? Do you know?
Yeah, just singing. I'm not much of a performing musician.
Yeah.
I think I would mess up every night.
Yeah. Well, I know you're past 18 years old, but I mean, what do your parents think about you going on tour with all these people and doing all this craziness?
Oh, it's intimidating for them as well, but I think they see what a huge opportunity it is and have encouraged it and are impressed that somehow I've made it thus far.
You've done a great job. Absolutely. This is what you want to do for the rest of your life. This is your career. It's what you want to do. Right?
Yes, absolutely. I'm definitely more comfortable in the studio than performing, but I'm hoping this tour will kind of bring the performer out of me and, make me want to do more of that. But definitely still in my heart, I'm closer to the behind the scenes of it all. So if singing goes awry for some reason, I can always kind of fall back on that and just be in a music community of some sort.
Yeah. What do you mean behind the scenes? Like doing what? What type of things?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What kind of things would you said behind the scenes? If you decided not to do, what would you do? Like what kind of things? Produce?
Yeah, probably production. I don't think I'm good enough to do the engineering part like I had hoped when I was a teenager. But yeah, definitely producing. Maybe other artists someday. I don't know.
Well, hopefully you won't have to make any decisions like that. I'm pretty sure you're going to go far. Have you had you ever heard of this Wendy, the winner of The Voice that's going to be on the tour too? Runner up. Have you done homework on her? What's is she good? Do you know?
Oh, she's fantastic. Yeah. I don't think I watched The Voice that season. But yeah, looking back, oh my gosh, I wish I had, because she's amazing. I can't believe it.
Oh yeah, that show, I don't know, it somehow is so much better than American Idol, frankly. But have you ever tried out for one of those kind of shows?
I have not. No. Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope. I don't know if it's in my future or not, but if the opportunity presents.
Well, we have a question out of our chat room, and I already know the answer because I watched some of your interviews. But and I will say this: I was talking to Scroat, and I brought you up, and I could tell he was kind of heartbroken that he wasn't the one that brought you in on this tour. That Rob found you instead. So, what was your relationship with him that he was able to figure out? Hey, she might be good for this tour.
Well, so initially it was his wife is Rumor, who's an amazing singer in the UK. And she just in the past year-ish has reached out and just been such a mentor and supporter. And it's really important to me to have also like a female mentor. And she's really definitely starting to become that. So she just reached out and just loved what I was doing, because we kind of have a similar, I don't know if we have a similar path, but similar comparisons. She is kind of in that Burt Bacharach, has done probably the whole, Burt Bacharach catalog at this point. And so, yeah, her husband, Rob, just reached out to me and initially wanted me only for a few shows. But then they were really advocating for me to go full time. So that's just what it was. It was purely
good choice. Yeah. So we got a lot of people saying they support you and they're glad, especially a guy named Richard Erickson. He's a big fan. So somebody did want to know, I know we kind of glossed over a little bit, but how you figured out, when did you figure out that, hey, I kind of can sound a little bit like Karen Carpenter?
Well, I mean, going back again to like I think my influences are all mixed up, in my voice, but it's funny. I was listening to some earlier recordings of myself, like just again, like going back to that, I had my 8-track cam recorder. And my voice hasn't really changed that much at all. Like it's just kind of like, again, those inflections, like when I do the Carpenter stuff, it's not different. So I guess to answer that, I don't know. I guess really when I started to listen to the Carpenters and post on TikTok, and the response was very overwhelming that I reminded people of her. That's, I guess, when I realized, but I don't even know if I've realized it at this point.
Yeah.
She's untouchable, in my eyes. So
I think I was about 12 when I figured out I could sound just like Michael McDonald.
I love that.
No. Okay. So were you motivated to learn drums because Karen did it?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I even got, it's not the, I want to say she has the Silver Sparkle, which is like a lighter sparkle grayish, but this one is like a dark gray. I can't remember what it's called. I should look that up. Yeah, but also Ringo is a huge influence of mine.
Really?
And
Todd toured with Ringo a lot, right?
Oh yes, yep. He was in the All-Star band, right? For
right.
me.
You seen any of those shows? You ever seen one?
No, I haven't. I have been dying to see Ringo. He kind of makes his run throughs, in the US, and we just haven't seen him for whatever reason. I don't know. I have seen Paul though.
Oh yeah, is that right? That's a big show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's big time.
I want to be around when it's just you and Todd, and you're gonna pick his brain about what's Ringo really like. And Todd's got some stories. He's got to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I hope I get the chance to do that.
Well, it's a long tour. I mean, y'all, of course, are going to be very, very busy. There's a lot of dates, but I'm sure the opportunity will arise where you guys can just hang out and talk shop,
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little bit of it, not a little bit, I'd say it's pretty big, actually, a big connection with Todd and your favorite Beatle, George Harrison, over the production of an album, which you may or may not know about. I won't get into details, but look it up if you don't. It's a pretty interesting story. So yeah, he's got Ringo, George. It's good stuff. Do you have a favorite Todd song, by the way?
Oh boy.
That's a hard question.
I know it is. It's probably not fair because we all
Yes. Oh gosh, I might have to get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I grew up a lot, like, again, with that 70s show and all that. Like, I know Hello, It's Me is probably the most, like, cliche answer you've ever heard, but
it's a lot of people's favorite. Even the hardcore fans love it. I mean, it's just a great song.
Yeah, that's just the one I always have rotating in my playlists and just go back to all the time. So, yeah.
That's not unusual at all. Even for people that love all this stuff, that's still one of the top songs. And, some of them will deny that. And they'll act like it's cliche, but then when he plays it, they go crazy. And it's I mean, I've seen it, everybody goes nuts. So that's just kind of how it is. And that's something, a lot of that is because I would wager, it brings back memories for a lot of people listening to it on the radio and hearing it. And so that's the gift that you're bringing is when you sing the Carpenters, people are like, oh my God, that's what I used to listen to. Right. And it sounds just like it. This is very neat. And so it's and it makes you start listening to some more of it again. It's a lot of fun. And I love the one where you did the comparison where you are kind of side by side. That was a lot of fun. You and the Karen Carpenter part.
Oh, I think
YouTube.
But yeah, that might have been another creator. I don't know.
You were there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't make that to YouTube. Somebody else did that one. That is fun. Have you seen it? You've seen it, I hope, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. There's a creator that kind of like every full length song that I do that's Carpenter's, he'll kind of like do the Carpenter's version and then me and then yeah.
All right. So let's do a clip right quick. We're going all over the place, but this is what the world needs now. We talked about it a little while ago, and just give everybody a taste of what they might be hearing. I don't know if you're singing that song or not. Who knows? But don't tell us if you do know. We like everybody. We got people that don't want to know anything about anything until they see their first show. You know,
right?
No spoilers.
Yes, that's it. We don't even spoil it. Right, here we go.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
I noticed your room in the back.
Yes.
Now we know.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Man, that sounds so good.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
I have a feeling once the audience sees the show, they'll just spend like the next month doing nothing but listening to Burt Bacharach stuff. Because I know it's going to be just fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of Dionne Warwick?
Yes, absolutely. For a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I only have one more clip I want to play, but I have, there's some Todd fans I know, mainly Pippi, that love Olivia Newton-John. And that seems to be one of your, I don't know if that's one of your favorites, but I know you've done some Olivia Newton-John. And so I found a clip of that. And so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Big fan of hers.
One of my favorites. Yeah, for sure.
Have you seen Grease?
Seen Grease or sang Grease?
Seen it, the movie.
Oh, yes. Many, many times.
Sorry for my fast talk. Apparently I'm a fast talker is what they say. All right, here we go. This is Olivia Newton-John. This is for you, Pippi.
You have to believe we are magic. Nothing can stand in our way. You have to believe we are magic. Don't let your aim ever stray. And if all your hopes survive, destiny will arrive. Bring all your dreams alive for you.
Beautiful.
Is that that same room? Is that your same room that you were recording that one in? Yeah.
It's a studio, Doug. It's a studio.
Video. Okay. What's the story on the guitar that was behind you? I saw it.
Which one was it? Because I don't know if I have the same one.
Oh, I'll play it real quick.
You have to believe.
See it?
Yeah, so I got that because of George Harrison. It's a smaller, I think it's an Epiphone Casino coupe. So it's like a small version of the huge casino that George always has.
Okay. You really do like George.
I really do. Huge fan.
Excellent. George Harrison, your favorite Beatle.
Yes.
So you haven't covered any like any of his solo stuff, have you?
George's?
Yeah.
Yes, I did All Things Must Pass.
Mm.
I should do more though. I should probably do like My Sweet Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Give Me Love. I should do that one. Yeah.
Get some more done.
Yeah.
The world needs more video of you singing more songs. It's perfect. I mean, you get a lot of hits? I mean, so I noticed that video though was vertical, and I assume that's because it's from TikTok or one of those deals.
Yes.
But do you do more stuff on Instagram and TikTok and those type of things than YouTube and Facebook? What's the name for?
I used to. I would say just even in the last 6 months or so, that's changed a little bit with the, I do the longer form videos. But yeah, that one, I started kind of on TikTok and then kind of moved my way over to Instagram and then Facebook Reels and YouTube Shorts. And so I kind of just re-upload those to every platform. And yeah.
Yeah, I can't keep up with all of it anymore. So I'm just curious what y'all did these days.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a time that a lot of that was on a thing called MySpace.
Yep.
Yeah. You remember that?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
Well, I wasn't on it, but I was alive during the.
I think it's now all music. I don't really know. I know that Justin Timberlake purchased it, and then I never heard what happened. But I do think musicians sometimes go. You on Bandcamp? You do that one?
No, nope.
No. Okay. Do you have your own website?
I do not. No, it's just YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them.
It's how the kids do it these days, Doug.
So websites are out, huh?
I should have a website though. That would probably be a smart business choice.
Websites aren't cool. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they are a good place for find out where people are touring and they're when they're coming out with CDs and stuff. I do think some people still. I know I do. When you search, it's a good place to get a bio, information like that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, website would be good for Tori.
Yeah, I like it.
So I heard you in another interview say that you feel like you haven't been to very many places in America. What's one of the cities on this tour that you're most looking forward to, or venue, in fact? Say the Ryman or something like that in Nashville or something.
I was gonna say that. Yeah, the Ryman is so cool that's on there. Yeah, definitely Nashville. Never been to New York. We're not going like New York, but just to be there will be really cool. Let's see. Arizona. I don't know if that's a weird answer. That sounds kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, there's just, I hope that I have the time to kind of like soak in the city a little bit of some of the bigger ones,
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that Todd has done for decades is he walks around the city.
Mm-hmm.
While they're getting the stage set up, he's out walking, just discovering what's out there. I always thought that was a really cool idea. I mean, you may not necessarily see all the touristy spots that way, but it's kind of like when you go someplace and you get in a cab and you've never been there and you say, take me to the place where you like to eat lunch,
right? Yeah,
that kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you're gonna have a great time, and you're coming to Akron, Ohio, which we have something to do with at that show.
Awesome.
Beautiful theater.
Beautiful.
Oh, is it? When was it again? Was it what the venue is called?
Akron Civic Theater.
Okay. Gotcha.
And the night before that, you're going to get to do something that some people never get to do, or it takes a while. You're going to get to go to the Ryman in Nashville. That's going to be a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, your first tour, and you're going to the Ryman already.
That blows my mind. I can't even believe that.
It's got to be hard to do. What? Now, so what's the largest group? What's the largest audience you performed in front of? I mean, this is going to be.
Probably the Carpenters 55th, and that was not very many people.
Yeah.
I don't even have an exact number. It might have been 100.
What was it the 55th of?
It was so it was the anniversary of when the Carpenters were signed to A&M Records.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, which is on April 22nd. So it was the 55th year of that, which is just crazy.
100 people. You're an introvert. You're gonna walk out with some rock and roll Hall of Fame guy and some other big great musicians in front of 500,000, 2,000 people. Are you ready for this, Tori?
It is crazy.
Yes, I think I'm kind of a go big or go home kind of person.
Good. I love it. Awesome.
I'm all or nothing.
All in on the tour. What the world needs now is Tori.
I think the most nerve-wracking part will probably be just the rehearsals and just singing in front of like Todd and Wendy and these people who are so accomplished. I think getting over that will kind of set me up for success, later on. I'm hoping.
I bet they make that easy on you.
They will. And Kazim Sultan is on that tour, and he is so supportive, I guess. I mean, he's going to be like your big brother. In a good way. In a good way. I don't mean that.
And there's a female drummer in the band, which will be neat. It's pretty young. I think. I don't know how old she is, but she looks to be maybe 25 to 35.
Yeah, she's not much older than me, so I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping to stick with her.
Yeah, she'll be cool.
This is an interesting question from the chat room. She's Kathleen Forsyth is asking, "Are you planning your stage wardrobe yet?"
Oh, I am. I think I'm going to talk to Rumor about that. I do have some outfits that are very, we'll say like Olivia Newton-John reminiscent, maybe. But I'm not sure what yet kind of fits the vibe of the show. If I need like a cocktail dress, or if I can go like full, I don't know yet. So
even if you did know, we don't really want to know.
We don't want to set list spoiler. I don't think they're going to tell you like a certain type of uniform. I wouldn't think.
You wouldn't think so, but I'm definitely going to get some advice just so I don't stick out like a sore thumb.
If they did have some rules, I think Angelo Moore broke them during the Bowie tour. I don't know if you ever seen any videos of this guy. But anyway, it's you should be able to do what you want, have some fun with it. Kathleen suggested, the one who asked the question, that you wear some pink for some reason. I don't know why. Why, Kathleen, should she wear pink?
Because it's a pretty color.
That's because she has a bass guitar that's pink. That's probably why. That could be my guess.
It's good questions, Kathleen, by the way. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Big performances. That's going to be a lot of fun. 22 shows. You're going to disappear. I mean, is that, do you have any school or anything that's going to mess you up? Do you having to go on this tour?
You mean like college or?
Yeah, what music classes, college, or whatever. So
the thing is, so when I was in high school, everybody's got to go to college and stuff. I took up some audio engineering classes at just a local trade school, and was kind of starting classes, like preliminary classes for, to start their real program and get an associate's degree. And so I was probably about nearly done with my senior year of high school when that trade school shut down. So I missed the mark for applying for college. But a benefit to me, I guess, is I never really wanted to go to college, which was kind of something I had to wiggle my way through, with my parents and everything.
Yeah, I bet.
I think that's when that school shut down. That's when things started to pick up online, and kind of helped support this idea I had of not going. So now I just work music related stuff, but I just work and do.
It was meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's a great story that you'll be able to tell forever, that you lucked into figuring out that the music business was the way to go for you.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of people want this tour to go overseas. Have you ever been out of the country?
I have not. No. I would like to.
Yeah. Maybe where would you like to go? Do you have anywhere in mind that you've always wanted to go?
I'd love to go to London, Italy, France, all those places.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Have you guys ever been out of the country?
Look, we're old. We've been out of the country.
We've had plenty of time.
A few times. Yeah.
Well, I sure hope. I mean, it seems like, Tori, that you say something to yourself and it manifests. So just tell the
A money
Evans or whatever
manifesto
that you want to go to Europe and go on this tour, and it'll happen.
Yep. I really do believe so much in manifestation, and I know that's such like a buzzword or something, nowadays, but if you really put your mind to something and put in the hard work too, it's completely possible. I mean, I'm the most random person on the planet, and somehow I'm on tour with Todd Rundgren soon.
You're not random anymore. Are you ready for it? I mean, you seem a little too nice for the music business.
Well, I've gotten a thick skin. There's been experiences, but I just think the best way to continue forward is don't burn bridges and just be positive, and things will come to you. I mean, it's manifestation. It's that's just how it works, I guess. I don't know.
You got that 70s in you for sure.
Yeah.
Talking like a hippie kind of. Yeah.
I was going to mention George again, but I thought we were maybe done. That would definitely be his mentality, I'm sure. Just to do some.
Are you pranking us and just quoting Beatles stuff from a book you read or something? Come on.
Possible.
Well, I can just tell you, everybody that that I have seen that has seen your videos and knows you're going on this tour is very excited. So we're very happy that Rumor and Rob decided to invite you for the whole thing, so that everybody gets to see a show. We'll get to see Tori Holub, and everybody that's out there still listening. It's Holub, which I think early on I was saying Holub, not on this show, but previously we announced.
Me too.
Are you?
You're all good. It's just something that happens.
Yeah, I can imagine you're on the phone trying to spell it.
Yep, it's always HOLUB as in boy.
Yeah, they're going to go Holub, HALL. Yeah, people try to figure out how to spell your name. Yeah. But well, it's wonderful that you're going to get to start your live career with Todd Rundgren and everybody else in this band. They are really nice people, and they're great musicians, the ones that we met and know. And you're probably going to learn a ton, and maybe they'll learn something from you. Who knows?
We'll see. I'm super excited.
Well, I'm excited about you doing some of your own stuff, but I hope you don't give up the Carpenters too, because it's really fun.
Oh, never. I mean, they're always going to be a reference in one way or another to my beginnings. Like I'm never going to erase them from my history.
Well, not because you're a big fan, so that helps,
Yeah, right. Right.
Yeah. All right. So we
well, I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting you
yes,
on the road. I've got a couple of shows that I'm already slated to be in attendance, including Dallas. So
yeah,
I'll wave at you. And and of course Akron. We'll definitely be there, Doug.
Yeah, you can come to our party after the show. You you probably got to start practicing meeting people and figuring out what you're going to say, because there's going to be a lot of people wanting to meet you, obviously.
Yep. Well,
and you're an introvert, so you haven't met a lot of people probably yet that have
Yeah, I definitely got a practice round of that during the 55th, actually.
Yeah, that was only 100 people though.
Well, yes. There were more people than that in attendance of the whole thing, but
sure.
So many people were so lovely on that trip, and I think a lot of them are coming out to see the show. So
I get, they are, absolutely. And you, but you probably mingle with a lot of people more than you will at each show, because you probably had to mingle with all 100 of them. Are pretty close. And I know it was a treat to get to meet Richard Carpenter, so that was fun for you. I heard about that.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's a special deal. So did you want to go that as a fan, or they invite you to come up there and sing? Is that what happened? They invited you to come sing?
Yeah, so they kind of had a lineup, if I remember correctly, and then just viewers of mine went to the committee and were like, "What about her?" So they kind of advocated for me to do a couple songs, and yeah, I mean, I only did 2 songs, which is crazy. That was super cool, though.
What 2 songs did you do?
I heard you telling a story about that you actually got to meet Richard Carpenter, and you got your picture taken with him. Do you have that picture with you right now?
Ooh. quickly. Let me see.
I'd love to see it. I bet he was just blown away by you.
Here it is on my Instagram.
Wonderful.
There it is. I see that. Yeah. Now, what two songs did you do for Steel? What two songs did you do?
Oh,
did you pick them? What two songs did you do?
I think they were recommended to me based off of just some of my videos. Because I had done the first song I did was a song that was written for Karen, but then eventually was sung by Dusty Springfield several years later, and that one was called "Something in Your Eyes," and that's so it was kind of a unique choice there because I think everyone was doing Carpenter's songs, and I kind of wanted to pay tribute to one that she was maybe supposed to do, and then I did "Yesterday Once More."
Ah. Very nice. Is that available on video? I don't know if I've seen those.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. I did like a studio version just because I couldn't quite listen back to my performance, but so I kind of, perfected it a little bit. But
that's the Shing-a-ling-a-ling song, right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, that was that. You do have that out on video because I had it stuck in my head the other day.
That's funny.
Wow. Have you heard the story? Are you familiar with Journey and Steve Perry and his replacement? Arnell?
You might have to educate me.
Okay, so Journey, Steve Perry's voice is extremely unique, like Karen Carpenter's. And there was a kid in the Philippines in a tribute band.
Oh, yeah.
One of the Journey guys found him on YouTube. And he's been touring with Journey now for over a decade. And he's very close to Steve Perry sounding, Every now and then you can kind of tell he has an accent, but it's pretty spot on, and he's done very well with them. So it's kind of a similar story. You people can get discovered on YouTube doing that type of thing, and you're a great example. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I do remember that now that you say that. Yeah, and they've done it with like Queen. They have Burt. Yeah.
Martell guy. He's really close to. Yeah, he's a good one. But they haven't been invited on this tour like you have. You're big time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I think I might be the only one with the Burt Bacharach connection that I can think of.
There you go. Well, tell me what are and we'll let you go. I know it's been an hour and it's Friday night. What are some next videos we can look forward to seeing?
Ooh.
You said George Harrison, some of his solo maybe.
Yes, I definitely should plan on doing that. I kind of do a lot of things, especially the short form videos. I'll do them kind of on a whim, just that day. So I kind of have my list that I go through. But the next couple weeks or so, we should be able to expect another collaboration. I don't know if I should say or not. Probably not.
Fine, we'll find it.
Fun. And that'll be like a full-length video, kind of my own, kind of the first one that I'm doing, not quite on my own, but it'll be on my own channel, with collaborating with a wonderful musician. So, yeah.
Big secret. We didn't get the scoop, Cruiser. She's hiding it from us.
No secret. I haven't confirmed it yet. So
it's fine. We get it. I mean, that makes it more fun. No problem whatsoever. Well, all right, Tori, we appreciate you being on. We look forward to seeing you. Everybody that's watching is going to see you on one of the shows somewhere. Probably multiple shows. You might meet people a couple of times. They haven't announced you on it, but I'm assuming they'll probably add you to the meet and greet. Have you heard anything from that?
That I don't know, but I am hoping I can come out at the end.
Yeah. So they do meet and greets before the show.
Right. Yeah.
And they do a group photo and stuff like that. And they have 4 people listed, but I would bet they'll offer you that opportunity if you want to do it. And that's a good way to come meet a few people. It's only a handful of people usually that are hardcore, want to meet you. And after the show, hopefully you can meet some people if you don't have to get on the bus and head to the next show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know, because I think a lot of people have already kind of paid for their tickets, and so I hope I can just come out at the end. I feel like people don't need to pay.
You're gonna be overwhelmed if you do.
Just peek around the doorway and go.
Idea what you're getting into,
Well, I definitely have some people to say hi to, regardless. So yeah, I hope so.
A lot of fun. Well, the guy that now what's the guy's name that interviewed her from Ohio?
Oh,
Lee Ritchie.
Yeah, he's coming to the Akron show. I heard on when he interviewed us. That's great. Yeah.
Yep.
Of all the shows, he's choosing ours. I love it.
I think that was the closest to him, but he's traveling quite a bit, I think, which is, I keep hearing people traveling like 4 or 5 hours, you know, wanting to see me perform. It's just, it's nuts. Yeah. I can't.
Tori, we have somebody coming in from Scotland to go to this show in Akron.
Oh,
California. I mean, it's amazing.
Wow.
Where music fans will go to see who they want to see.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Especially if there's extra incentive, like a party like we're throwing. But other than that, they still will travel, you know, overseas even to see people. So but you'll figure all that out. It's you're gonna hopefully get to meet a lot of nice people, I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. I'm excited to meet you guys.
Maybe so. Hopefully so. Yeah. We'll see you in Akron. I would love to say hello.
Yeah.
And we're thinking about, I keep telling him to let you go. So I am. Okay, one more time. We're thinking about trying to see if we can talk you, Probin, Woody, anybody else we have on, into coming back together before y'all meet and have a meeting here and just let us sit back and watch.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Y'all talk music and whatever and about the tour, and we'll just kind of sit back and listen.
All right.
You up for that?
I like that idea. Yeah. I'd love to meet them.
Very good.
I'm having a hard time believing that you're an introvert.
Well, I can, you know, fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah. I think you may have been one, but that's not the case anymore. Maybe. I don't know.
That's interesting. Yeah. I could reflect on that.
You could switch. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We look forward to the new videos. We love the ones that are out there. I did play all the ones I had. Yes. And we appreciate you being on. It was very nice of you to do that.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for having me. This is so much fun.
Very good. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you too.
Yes.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
We'll do a little bit of we'll do what the world is now again and finish it out.
All right.
All right, here we go.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.